Hey everyone, it's Alex. Obviously, it's a new year, it's a new me, it's a new you, it's a new. It's been a while since we've checked in at all, because I barely use Twitter anymore. uh, I do use Tumblr a lot though, actually. I reblog pictures of trees almost every day, so you should follow me if you're on that platform. I've been meaning to do a channel update video for a few months, and I figure the new year is the time for it. Obviously it's February, so that should give you an idea of how fast my work progress is coming along. I feel like people don't actually watch channel update videos very much, but I'm very, grateful to what remains of my viewership, and I wanted to kind of clarify my direction for this year, the direction I want to take the channel in, my thoughts on my own creative process, and, reflecting on how it's been going. The most immediately relevant thing to talk about is I have a video coming out this month, hopefully in the first half, but I don't really trust myself to finish it by then. I'm about halfway done with the script, and it's not about video games or movies or anything, it's about this Soviet folklore collection. It's a bit of a different topic for me, but it's something that I am interested in. I've been into mythology and folklore and religious studies for the past few years, and I've never written a YouTube script about it because it turns out it's challenging to write about something that is kind of dense, that you don't have any academic training in, but I'm figuring it out, and I'm using the collection of stories. It's called The Malachite Casket, in case any of you want to read it before my video comes out. I'm using it as a jumping off point to talk more generally about folklore studies and how folklore is collected, and popular conceptions of what these stories are and where they come from, and how that kind of clashes with what we understand about them historically. This is not the first attempt I've made at writing a religious studies video essay. I almost finished a different one a few months ago, and I realized I'm way out of my depth. But this time I can feel it, it's different, it's gonna be good. There's some other stuff I want to make too. I have an idea for a short film that it would be cool if I could make this year, but I'm not counting on that. We'll see. You never know. I'm taking a slightly different approach to the writing process that's maybe a little bit more in line with what I used to do. Because the videos I made last year, I intentionally didn't script them as heavily, so it was they were more like detailed outlines that I would sort of read off of and riff on, but I'm not good at improv. My strength in writing is detail, and I think I was not playing to my strengths in those scripts. So this video is going to be slightly more in the style of I don't want to say it's a video essay exactly, because I feel it's a little bit different from that genre, but it's definitely in that style. It's more presentational, it's a little bit more theatrical. I even have a couple character segments. I've been holding back, okay? I've been trying not to be embarrassing, and it is negatively impacting my work. I feel kind of weird saying this, but I don't really like the videos I put out last year. I don't hate them or anything. I think they're fine. They turned out basically how I wanted them to, especially the Lego one. I do like the Lego one. I used to finish a video and be proud of it, and then in the ensuing months I would start to get embarrassed by, looking back on an old version of myself. But these videos, I would finish them and feel that relief, and then immediately be like, why did I make this? This is just nothing. Why would I put so much time into something that is ultimately so swagless? I think I just wanted to prove to myself that I could still make a YouTube video, which isn't a very good reason to make a YouTube video. Part of the issue for me, I think, was that I was largely working off of ideas I had had years ago, right? Because functionally, basically, I stopped using YouTube in 2016, and then 5 years passed, and I feel YouTube changed a lot in those 5 years, and I really underestimated how hard it would be to adapt to that change. Maybe that was part of it for me. I don't know if I'm alone in this feeling. I'm probably just being too hard on myself. Dude, I don't know. It's like, I just had a couple shitty years from like mid 2018 to mid 2020, and I finally feel like I'm starting to come out of that. I've been feeling a little bit more on track, not just creatively, but also personally and emotionally, which is really nice. I don't know what it is. Maybe there's some kind of vibe in the air or in the earth. Or maybe I'm just finally back on the right dose of hormones. Like, don't get me wrong, I definitely still second guess myself a lot. I'm honestly not even sure if I still like Alex or Lex as a new channel name idea. I wanted to change it, but now that I'm changing it to something so vanilla, it feels weird. But then if I were to change it to something, you know, like wacky and niche, then 3 years from now, I wouldn't like it anymore, and then I want to change it again, and you can't just keep doing that. And I don't want to use my real name, like Christ. Anyone got any suggestions? Like, fuck it, let's pass the hat around. But yeah, the bottom line, the main thing I'm communicating here, just to belabor the point a little bit more, I'm still here, and I still love you all very much. Probably. I probably wouldn't in real life. It's important to me that I find a way to post more consistently here this year. And I've said that before, but I want it to be clear that, like, that's an unconditional thing for me. Even if this turns out not to be my job, which it very likely won't. You know, if it's a hobby, that's fine too, but I still wanna feel like an actual YouTuber. I wanna be someone who posts. The fact that my channel is almost 10 years old and I still have imposter syndrome about it is frankly disgusting. So that's most of what I wanted to get through. Keep an eye out for the Malachite Casket video later this month. Keep an eye out for whatever other dumb content I want to make. Maybe follow me on TikTok. I barely use TikTok, but there is one more thing, okay? I wanted to close out with a Q&A, which I've never really done a proper Q&A before. And I asked people on Twitter to ask me questions, and I only got a few, and I had to cut some of them out because they're answered in the body of this video. But I'm going to read the questions off now, and we're all going to learn a little bit about each other. Rowan Mado asks, related to games, I'd ask what game you're most looking forward to this year. As far as non-game stuff, any fun new hobbies or projects you've played around with this past year? Let's see, game-wise, obviously I'm looking forward to Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I am very probably going to make a video about that after it comes out, just because it's been ages since I made a Kirby video. Also looking forward to Breath of the Wild 2. At this point, like, I only play Nintendo stuff anymore. I need to get back into indies, but I just only played Animal Crossing for like all of 2021. I just got Pokemon, so hopefully that's good. Non-gaming stuff, I got a pair of rollerblades a few months ago that I've only used them a couple times, but I really want to learn to use like inline skates. I think it would be really fun. And I used to love ice skating, so like I feel like it's a similar muscle memory thing. I bought a resin crafting kit that I haven't used yet. You're sensing a theme, right? Oh, actually I have one. I've started to learn how to use Blender, and I'm making very simple 3D assets. That's how I made the like dorky little channel title animation, and I hope to get better and better at that. It's very fun, and I like to shapes. Okay, Emily K, MK Ultra 64 asks, why are you perfect? How did it happen? Do you ever plan on slowing down so other people can catch up, etc.? Girl, I don't know what to tell you. I stopped developing for a solid 2 years. I feel like that's plenty of catch-up time. I feel like that's entirely reasonable. Thank you, Emily, you're very sweet. Oh, there's a second one. Also, what is the worst Kirby in your opinion? Is there bad Kirby, and if so, what is it? Honestly, I don't really like Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. It seems like a fine game. I've played maybe like 3/4 of it, and I just like, I'm a big fan of Canvas Curse, you know, on the DS, that it's kind of like a half sequel to that game, and it is so much more sluggish and like fiddly, and like you're constant, it's like, it just feels bad to play. The music is dope. Some parts of the game are really cool, but it just didn't do it for me, apart from the, like, you know, the aesthetic. And finally, Connor Klang asks, what's your favorite board game, and also what do you think about grapes? Connor, I hate to break this to you, but I hate board games. That's not true. I tend to, the board games that I do like are usually like ones that are storytelling based. I don't actually know. Like the way I engage with board games is I go over to people's house that I don't know very well, and they give me alcohol, and I'm happy to play whatever board game they put in front of me because there's like fancy snacks or something. You know, grapes though, I fucking love grapes. Grapes are dope. Grapes are fire. Grapes are smoke. Grapes are go.